Well, hello there, and welcome to December. Can you believe it's already December? My name is Chris, here at Gardening at the Simon Getty North, and thank you for stopping by. Today is another video of a three-part series of preserving cranberries. And today I'm going to show you how I preserved cranberry sauce from the pulp that I had from the cranberry juice. So, I'm following the processing guidelines for cranberry sauce in the Ball Blue Book, but adding a little bit of variation to the cranberry sauce. So if you want to see how I made my cranberry sauce, keep watching this video and we'll go into the Simon Getty kitchen and get right to it. So this is all the cranberry pulp that I had left over from making the cranberry juice. So what I'm going to do is make cranberry sauce, kind of following this Ball Blue Book Guide to Preserving. And I have Grand Marnier, that's not in the recipe. I have sugar, and I have orange juice over here. I do not have any actual orange to do a zest, but I thought, this Grand Marnier would be good. So I'll leave a card up here because I did do a cranberry sauce, but I didn't can it using the Grand Marnier. And I got the recipe from Chef Pierre, something like that. And it was delicious. But this time I want to can it, and we're going to go ahead and use this pulp from the juice that I created yesterday so we can have cranberry sauce on the pantry shelf. So let's go over to the stove and we're going to go ahead and start heating this up. So I have my canner ready. I have the jars all washed. You don't need to sterilize them because of the time that we're going to be processing in the water bath can, but I'm putting them in here just to keep them warm. So we'll go ahead and I also washed the lids and the rings. So let's go ahead and we'll get started with making the sauce. So I have probably about 9 cups of this pulp that we're gonna dump in here, maybe. Guess I need a spoon. It's kind of packed in there, so it might be closer. Woo, there we go. Closer to 10 cups. Go ahead and get the rest of all that deliciousness in there. Go ahead and start heating this up. So since this is pulp, we've already, the berries have already popped basically. So basically we just need to heat this up, add our ingredients, and we'll be ready to can this up. I've got about a half of this orange juice here. I'm just going to go ahead and pour in. Instead of water. There's probably maybe about a half a cup or so of the Grand Marnier. And I'm going to go ahead and use this up and pour that in. And of course, this is optional if you don't want to do that. And I'm going to add 2 cups of organic cane sugar. And then we'll do a taste test and see if I need to add more sugar or not. And give this a stir. It'll also get sweetness from the orange juice because there's a lot of sugar in orange juice and that had the pulp in it. So it'll get a nice little orangey flavor. And I have 7 pints ready to go. And I'm thinking if I have leftover, I am going to dehydrate the rest and either make a powder with it to have cranberry sauce powder, which would be delicious and things, you know, for even like pancakes or breads or muffins or whatever, even smoothies for that matter. All right, we're going to go ahead and let this heat up, and I'll be back when it starts to heat. Okay, we're starting to come to a boil, and I did do a little taste test, and I'm going to add another cup of sugar. So 3 total cups of sugar, and I think that ought to do it. Give it a stir. I think I'm going to take my immersion blender to this a little bit and break down some of these big chunks. You don't have to do that, but if you want to, or put it in a blender, if you don't like it that chunky, I don't mind either way, but I like to have it a little bit smoother with a little bit of chunks, not as much chunks as we have in there right now. So, all right, so we're going to go ahead and let this finish heating up. And then we're going to jar it up. Okay, I have my immersion blender, and you want to be careful because these cranberries are hot and you don't want to injure yourself doing this. So take a look and see how it looks. Yeah. Still some chunks, but it's not pureed either. So I think we're good, because we do like a little bit of pulp with ours. All right, let's work on jarring this up. Okay, so I have my station set up here. I have some vinegar back here with a paper towel. I have my rings that are all washed. I have my lids in warm water to help with the, the stickum on there to help seal. And we are ladling these up to a 1/2 inch headspace, and that is right here, this middle line here. That's a 1/2 inch headspace. Yeah. 1/2 inch headspace where the juice was a 1/4 inch headspace. So we're doing a half. And cranberries have natural pectin, so these are already starting to get thick. Oh, I need my debubbler. Okay, I retrieved my debubbler. I'll put that over there. Make sure there's no air pockets in there. Looks like I can add a little bit more to the 1/2 inch. There. Ooh, I need a paper towel, clean the rim. Make sure there's no cranberry sauce or sugar on the rim because we want to make sure we get a good seal. Fingertip tight, and there we are. Isn't that beautiful? Ready for the canner and for the pantry shelf. We'll do one more together, and then I'll just go ahead and ladle the rest of them all up. Looks like maybe a tad bit more. There we go. Clean the rim. Get a lid. Ring. Fingertip tight. Another one ready for the canner. Okay, it looks like I have enough for one more jar, so I quickly washed another pint jar, and we're going to go ahead and ladle that in. Get a different spoon. Might be a little too much. There. All right, wipe the rim. All right, I don't have enough to dehydrate, but there's probably a little bit left that I can show you once it cools how it's setting up. Hold on. All right, there's the last jar going in the canner. Meet you over at the canner. All right, so there's all 8 jars in the canner. There we go. And we are going to process this for 15 minutes once the water gets to a roaring boil. And you also want at least an inch of water over the top of these jars. Okay, so I'm going to slowly lower these in. We're going to crank up the heat to high, and we're going to wait for a roaring boil. It is definitely about an inch, inch and a half of water over the lids. And once we get a roaring boil, I will set the timer for 15 minutes. And then after 15 minutes, I will remove the lid for a little bit and then pull the rack up and let them cool a little bit there, and then move them onto the counter where they'll rest overnight until morning. And I'll check before I go to bed to make sure all the seals have sealed. They usually seal all, within a few minutes after coming out of the canner, but you definitely want to make sure that they have sealed. So I'm going to go ahead and let this get to a roaring boil, and we'll put the lid on to help it along. We'll be back when it's done. So while we are waiting for the roaring boil, I thought I would show you how thick it's starting to get. See how it's setting up on the spoon? That's from the natural pectin in the cranberries. All right, just thought I'd quickly show you that, and still waiting to set the timer. So isn't that beautiful? It tastes delicious, and cranberries are a superfood. They're filled with antioxidants and vitamins, and I'm not sure with all the sugar in it how much that helps, but they are a superfood. Beautiful. Hi everyone, it's the next day from canning, water bath canning this beautiful cranberry sauce. All of the jars have sealed. I washed them all up. All I need to do is label them and date them and get them on the pantry shelf. This turned out phenomenal, and I had showed you how it was already setting up from the natural pectin that the cranberries have. So these are so awesome looking, ready for the pantry shelf that you can have throughout the year, and it's ready to go for the holidays or non-holidays. So if you like this video, please smash that like button and share this video with anyone who might be interested in canning their own beautiful cranberry sauce for the holidays or for whenever you just want to have cranberries. I sure hope you enjoyed this video and hope to see you at the next one. God bless. Happy canning. Bye.